waiting for the filming time.
Start.
Okay. So you might be wondering why I've chosen such a provocative title for my talk. It's because the technology I'll be discussing is provocative. It's the sort of technology that gets featured in scary stories about the dangers and evils of science. So I'm here to tell you, don't be afraid. Let me tell you a story about fear. Imagine you find out that your loved one or your best friend is pregnant. You're really excited about becoming a parent or guardian, but then you begin to worry that this person you love so much might suffer serious consequences or even die during childbirth. This story might be familiar to some of you. Well. So the reason I've got an image from Star Wars here is because you're more likely to recognize the story from fiction than you are to recognize it in real life. The good news is that maternal deaths are very rare in Australia. Our maternal death rate is 7.1 per 100,000 births. Meanwhile, over in Chad and Somalia, their maternal death rates are over 1,000. So women in Australia are very lucky. However, bad news. There's a greater risk for older and Aboriginal women, and we are spending quite a bit of money to keep our maternal death rate low. Australia spends more than most developed nations. And childbirth is just really painful. So what's the solution? How do we stop women from dying or suffering in pregnancy and childbirth? Well, the answer is pretty simple. Don't make them do it. But then, how do humans reproduce? Before I get into that, just want to cover some quick definitions. So I'm going to be using embryo to refer to the early stages of infant development. I'm going to be using fetus to refer to the later stages of infant development from 2 months onwards. So this is the solution. It's called ectogenesis, which is a fancy term for artificial wombs. And it involves taking a fetus, suspending it in amniotic fluid, which is the fluid that's usually present in a woman's womb, and supplying the fetus with everything that it needs to stay alive. So this might seem like science fiction, but it's actually on the way. We can now save fetuses that are born just 5 months into a pregnancy, and we can create embryos that can survive prior to being placed inside of a woman's womb. Ectogenesis is the logical outcome of these two technologies coming together. We can cut the length of a natural pregnancy from the start and the end, and the logical outcome of this is that we can have the process be totally artificial. So economics, ectogenesis will pay for itself by saving the resources that get used to look after women who are going through pregnancy and childbirth. And it can make women more productive by freeing them to work while their fetus is developing. And it saves women's lives, which makes it worth any economic cost. So, some objections you might have. I'm going to answer them. Women are human beings, not uteruses, and their value does not come from their ability to get pregnant and give birth. As for the idea that you need to go through pregnancy and childbirth in order to feel bonded to your kid, I don't believe that bonds should come from suffering pain. And ectogenesis will challenge traditional norms, including the belief that women and children can form a special bond that men can't form with their child. But this is a good thing in my view. And humans are always innovating. It's part of who we are. And if you really want to get pregnant in a natural way, go ahead. Am I out of time? I'm going to do it. So yeah, we tend to favor the status quo, but let's imagine a better possibility. Knowing that our loved ones will be safe, being able to watch the fetus develop before our eyes, and encouraging women to learn science and men to get involved in child learning from the very start. Technology doesn't have to be scary and cold and heartless. It can be wonderful.
So I was asked to give about 30 seconds of feedback on the oral so far. So things that I really, really liked, you had lovely eye contact, your gestures that you were using with your hands actually matched your oral component as well, which is really nice because when we get excited or stressed, we tend to over-gesticulate, which is really nice. What else did I have here? You had good tonal changes, so when you were explaining different points, which was really nice. And I had one more thing, but I don't think I can read my notes. Oh, nice natural pauses between things as well. You can just keep joining things together.
Yeah.